Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Welcome on this beautiful Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, W-I-N-S Day, and I'm super excited about today's show. We have some awesome information to share with you to really help you start, structure, and scale your business, your ministry, your income stream, your wealth building dream. Maybe all of the above. So welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know Ramonepreston, the squad, my squad, and the Ramonepreston Show. We're live here today on this beautiful Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. For those of you that may be wondering if we are here and live in person, today is Wednesday, August the 24th, 2022. And we're having a beautiful day here in Buckhead at our headquarters. And we've been grinding out. And I'm super excited about all the opportunities that we all have, especially in this type of market and in this type of season, to really take our businesses and our finances to the next level. So what I would need you to do is please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and be sure to put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. I love to know what city you're representing. I'm representing Buckhead, Atlanta. Wherever you're representing, I want you to put in the comments. Please let us know what city you are representing. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Ramonepreston. I am the host of the Ramonepreston Show. And every Monday through Friday, we show up here on this show live to help you properly start, structure, and scale your business, your ministry, if you have a ministry, your income streams, and wealth building dreams. And we do this by sharing with you information that we use here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. So we have a consulting division, we have a coaching division, and we have a training and educational division. And all of the consulting, coaching, and training and educating that we do is centered around business and financial literacy. It's centered around leadership. It's centered around starting and structuring business systems. So whether you are a W-2 employee, whether you're a 1099 independent contractor, or maybe you're a business owner, you might be an executive of a nonprofit, wherever you are on that broad spectrum of personal, professional, and financial success, we have information, we have services, we have products and programs to help give you the strategies and the solutions that you need. And so today I'm delighted to take a few minutes to talk to you about some of the first steps you need to be taking in your business and your finances. So let's just assume, hypothetically, okay? Let's just assume you want to have a successful business. Let's assume that you want to be financially successful. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your personal finances or in a business, it's going to require first steps. Everybody has first steps. There are some things that you have to do first before anything else works. You know, there used to be a saying, I don't really hear it as much as I used to, you got to crawl before you walk. Well, true, you got to crawl before you walk, but some things you are just stepping into one step at a time, one play at a time, one strategy at a time. And so I just want to talk to you about some of the first steps that you need to be thinking about taking if you are preparing and really thinking about succeeding in business or just in your finance. And the reason why I say or is because you might not want to run a business. You might not want to really have a large company or operation that you are running and managing the day-to-day activities of. Maybe you just want to be financially successful. Maybe you just want to figure out some creative ways to make enough money that you can be comfortable and that you can do what you want to do. Perhaps like me, you want it all. You want to be successful personally. You want to be successful professionally. You want to be successful financially. So I'm going to share with you some first steps. And what I'll do is I'll break down and categorize the areas so that it can make it a little easier. So for example, if you're an individual, okay, let's just say you're an individual. We're going to separate you from the independent contractor, the 1099, okay? This is the 1099. The individual is actually going to be the Social Security number. So you just either work a job or you do some type of hustling on the side. Maybe you're a network marketer or something, but this is independent. This is an individual with a Social Security number. So you may have a W-2 job. You may be on a fixed income. Okay. You may be a stay-at-home parent. Okay. So this is the category that we're going to put you in. Now, if you are a 1099 or you're an independent contractor, you could be a MLMer, a multi-level marketer. You could be some type of freelancer. You could be an artist. That could be music as well, music artist. You could be some type of self-employee. This could be a real estate agent. This could be real estate. This could be insurance agent, anything. Anything that makes you an independent contractor or a 1099 worker, that puts you in the middle, okay? And then here you have the business owner. You have the business owner. You have a legitimate business. You got an EIN number. And so I just want to talk to you about some of the first steps that you can take. Here you own a business. All right, you have a legitimate business. You have your LLC. You might have a 501c3, a nonprofit. You may have all of the above. But there are some first steps that you need to take if you want to succeed personally, professionally, if you're in the middle, financially, if you have a business, or maybe in all three, you just want to see some success. What are some first steps that you need to take? Because I get people who always ask me that question, like, what is the first thing I need to do? What is the first thing that I need to focus on? Well, whether you are an individual, a W-2 employee, a 1099 contractor, or a business owner, the first thing you need to focus on, if I had to give you a first thing, will actually be your education. You have to focus on getting educated in business and in financial literacy. A lot of people miss that, because if you are an individual who you may have a job, you may have some type of small business that you're starting and running, you may have some type of nonprofit or a side hustle. A lot of times what people do is they just get educated on the thing that they're doing. So if you're a school teacher, you're just educated on how to be a good school teacher. If you're a plumber, you're just getting better at plumbing. If you're a landscaper, you're getting better at landscaping. If you're a digital marketer or web designer, you're getting good at digital marketing and web designing, and you're trying to work on your craft to get even better. If you are a motivational speaker, you get better at your speaking and your stage presence and how to give your presentations. But at a certain point, if you want to see success in your business, especially if you want that success to show up in your finances, there are some other things you got to get good at. And those things are going to be central to getting good and getting educated on business. And so this applies across the board. You are not going to see personal success, professional success, financial success in your life, and you're not continuing to educate yourself on financial literacy, on money, on success financially, on wealth building. You have to educate yourself. So if education is one of the first steps that I'm telling you that you need to take, what kind of education? again, the education has to be in business. This is business education. Education has to be in finances. So let's just take a look at this, because when you hear me say it or you hear somebody else say, okay, one of the first steps that I need to take is I need to get more educated. And I don't need to just get educated in my skill. Okay, I don't need to just get educated in my field of study. I don't need just to get educated in what I do as a professional or as an employee or as a business owner. I got to get educated in business, and I got to get educated in finances. So let's think about some of the things you need to get educated on when it comes to business. Well, you got to educate yourself on how to actually start a business the right way. Most people never start businesses the right way. So when I ask somebody, do you own a business? Yeah, I own a business. Is it an LLC? Yeah, it's an LLC. Okay. Do you have any systems and processes that you're using for your business? Well, no, I don't have systems and processes for my business. Guess what that means? You do not have the proper education for business. It's just as simple as that. It don't mean I'm trying to make you feel bad. It just means I want to make you aware of where you are, so that you can be clear on what you need if you want to succeed in your business. So when it comes to education in business, you're talking about getting educated on, how do I start my business? How do I properly structure my business? Okay, that's another part of your education, learning how to structure your business. Another part of your education is learning how to actually integrate the right systems and processes. So I was talking to someone just recently, and when I started sharing some of these layers of education with them in a session, they immediately said, oh my God, wow, I never really knew what you did, but now that I'm able to talk with you, I see what you're doing and I see how important it is for me. And this was an individual who owns a business and who actually has a professional job as well, but they realized how important education was as one of the first steps for their business and for their financial success. Okay, so when you hear me say, oh, you need education, okay, what kind of education? Do I need to go back to school and get another degree for what I do? No, not necessarily. Maybe you do, but for the most part, no matter how many degrees you get to do what you do as a professional, or to do what you do as a business owner, or to do what you do with the products and services that you sell, or the job that you have, you got to get good at business. You got to understand how businesses are started, what type of business that needs to be started. You need to understand how businesses are structured, and more importantly, with structuring, you got to educate yourself on the systems and the processes that are needed in order to make a business work. There's absolutely no way you're going to succeed in business and you do not understand how to operate systems and processes for your business. There's no other way, because if you don't have systems and processes for your business right now, meaning that if you ain't got no sales system, if you ain't got no marketing system, if you don't have an operating system, if you don't have a financial system, if you don't have an executive system, some type of organizational system for your entire business as a CEO, most likely you don't really know if you're coming or going. Most likely you're not tracking your income and expenses. Most likely you can't find names, numbers, and emails and contact information from most of the people that you connect with. Most likely you don't even know how to track your activity on social media. You don't know how to track all the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. You have no platform or no software or no system that you can go back to and look at what have you actually done in the last week? What have you done in the last month? What are you anticipating or projecting to do within the next week or within the next month? All that needs to be housed in what? In systems with processes. So your education is by far one of the most important first steps that you need to take in your business and education in your finances. So how do I educate myself in finances? Well, a part of your financial education is understanding how money works. You got to understand how money works. Most people don't even understand how money works. Most people don't even understand what the purpose of money is. Most people don't understand how much money they actually need to even live. Most people haven't even done the math on money. So educating yourself financially is not just understanding credit. It ain't just understanding a credit report. It ain't just understanding your beacon score. It ain't just understanding some of the basic fundamentals of financial literacy. It's understanding how money is made, how money is managed. How do I manage my money? How do I multiply my money? What types of vehicles do I need to be looking into so that my money can be managed when I make it and multiply it? This is a part of your financial literacy. Now, of course, it includes understanding your credit. It includes understanding banking. It's a part of the components of accounting that I talk about a lot. Financial planning, knowing what your short-term and long-term financial goals are. This is a part of educating yourself financially. But more importantly, it's about knowing how money works and knowing the right dollar amount that you need to be pursuing. Because if you ain't got that money math done, if you ain't got the money math done, most likely you don't really know what you're looking to do. You gotta have the money math already done even before, or at least while, you're trying to build and grow your business. So that would be one of the first steps across the board. Whether you are a W-2 employee, stay at home, whether you in any of these categories. You could be in the individual category, fixed income, stay at home, W-2 job, ain't got no job. You could be independent contractor category, 1099, multi-level, freelancer, self-employed, real estate professional, insurance agent, whatever you are. You could be a business owner, have a nonprofit, whatever it is. Any of these categories that you fall in, this is the first step for you. The first step is educating yourself. Now, if you're not currently getting education on business and finances, but you want success in business and finances, this is the first mistake you're making, okay? This is the reason why things are probably not moving forward for you at the pace you need them to move forward for you. So you gotta go ahead and just hit the reset button, and you have to accept, or should I say acknowledge first. You need to acknowledge that your biggest problem is education. You have to accept and acknowledge that you do not know enough. I'm telling you, one of the greatest moments in my life when it comes to business and financial success, it happened when I accepted and acknowledged that I did not know enough. That's a bold statement to make. Imagine if you can just acknowledge and accept that you don't know enough when it comes to business, that you don't know enough when it comes to finances. If you could just acknowledge that, it's going to change a lot. So I want you to ask yourself that. I want you to really be honest with yourself. I want you to take a moment to acknowledge where you are when it comes to the knowledge you have, the education, the training, the information you have about business. Okay, so what is your knowledge level when it comes to business? What is your education level? Do you know the proper way to start and structure a business? Do you know how to integrate the right systems and processes into your business? Do you have a business? And if you do you know how to run that business? Do you understand the operational responsibilities you have every day to keep that business moving forward? Do you know how to grow that business? Do you have the information, the data, the knowledge, the training to be able to keep that business moving forward. If you don't, then guess what? You have to acknowledge that. You have to accept it so that you can do something about it. When it comes to your finances, do you know enough about money to have money? Think about that. Do you know enough about money to have money? And again, this is not to make you feel bad if you are acknowledging and accepting that this is where you are to some extent. Because I currently still acknowledge and accept that when it comes to business and when it comes to finances, or at least when it comes to where I want to be in business and where I want to be financially, I today still have to acknowledge and accept that I don't know enough. Because where I want to be in business, where I want to be financially, I'm not there. And I have to acknowledge that, wow, I have a long way to go because I'm not there. But what I can't do is acknowledge it and accept it and then stay where I am because I don't feed myself new information. So even where I am right now, if I'm here, if I'm at this spot, and I know where I am at this spot does not give me the financial success, satisfaction, fulfillment, the business success, satisfaction, and fulfillment that I want and or need, guess what I have to do? I have to acknowledge and accept it and elevate myself and see, okay, where is the next level? Where is the next level of information to get me to this point? Now I got to elevate my game. I got to elevate my mind. I have to get more information that pushes me up. And then once I get there, I'm probably going to realize there's somewhere else I want to go. But at least at every stage, I'm willing to acknowledge that in order for me to get from here to here, I need certain information. In order for me to get from here to here, I need certain information. So I can see where there are a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners and just people in general. Because I know people, they work jobs, they go to work 40 hours a week, and they don't do nothing the 2 days they off. They don't do nothing the hours in between the 8 hours a day that they work. And they're still at the same place. They're at this spot here, but they want to be here. They want to be here, or they want to be here, or they want to be here. But the information that they're getting concerning finances, the information they're getting here concerning business, it will not allow them to move up. So they either stay stuck here or they start going back down because they're getting weary, they're dragging. You have to change that. So this is the first step I want you to take. I want you to acknowledge and accept that where I am in my business right now, where my business is, where I am in my finances, where my money is, this is not where I want to be. And in order for me to be able to move, I got to do something different. And most of the time, you have to get exposed to new information. Here's the next thing that happens. Once you acknowledge and accept it and you decide that you're going to do something about it, you realize that this information is not free. You realize the education is not free. You realize you have to pay to be able to get access to certain information. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But now you don't have the money a lot of times and you're trying to figure out, like, what do I do? Like, if I don't have the money to pay for Ramonepreston's Millionaire Blueprint, I don't have the money to pay for his mentorship coaching program. I ain't got the money to pay for whatever other services and programs that he has that can move me up that ladder. Then what do I do? Well, this is where you start implementing certain business and financial strategies. So if we go back to these three categories, of course, if you're a W-2 employee, I always tell you to readjust your W4 form. But when you do readjust your W4 form, you want to make sure that you have the next level of success in mind. You got to already have it in your mind what you want to do. So typically, people who are W-2 employees or on fixed incomes or stay-at-home adults, typically what they do is when they want to make more money, typically they go here into the middle and they become a network marketer, they become a real estate agent, an insurance agent, they start doing some freelancing and finding some side hustles just to make a little money. The problem with that is when you don't build a system around it, you just keep freelancing. Your life is just a free-for-all. But it becomes overwhelming and it starts burning you out because you might have a job here. Now you done picked up another job with this side hustle. And most likely because you don't have a real business set up, you're probably still being burnt out here because you're not making enough money and you're doing twice as much work. So at a certain point, you have to legitimize to the extent that sometimes even when you're doing things that fit this criteria, you still have to put this together over here so that you can legitimize what you're doing here. Does that make sense? This is like the next step that you're going to take. So if you're accepting the responsibility to educate yourself and to learn more about business and finance, that responsibility, that commitment is going to open you up to more creativity. And one of the creative strategies that you have to implement is you've got to, number one, if you're a W-2 employee, make sure you've readjusted your W-4 form so that you're not paying too much in taxes or you're not paying more taxes than you need to pay. Because if you are and you start realizing, and recapturing that money that you would have typically given away every pay period, now you can take that money and you can start pushing it to your business. You can start investing it to build your business. And when you build your business, if there are certain things here that you're doing that can actually be a part of your business, you got to make sure that you're building your business out in a way that you can integrate that into it. So for example, when my wife and I first got started, we were just two entrepreneurs. We didn't have a business. We didn't have no type of structure, no systems and processes. We were just individuals, self-employed. My wife was a real estate agent. I was just like the handyman guy. I knew my way around to make money. I'm a scrapper. I'm a hustler. I'm a grinder. I'm a go-getter. And we came together as a two-person team. But what we realized was our ability to do what we were doing here needed to be centralized. It needed to be contextualized. It needed to be, I'm trying to give you a little easier word, packaged in a way that even though we were self-employed, doing odd jobs, even though we were doing real estate, providing real estate services for clients, we still had to create something that felt like it was legitimate. It was a package. It was a real business. So even if you're here doing that, you still want to start that. This would be the first step. So I always talk to my clients, especially the ones that are over here working jobs or just scrapping, trying to make some money, that you readjust your W-4 and you just look at all the things that you have around you that you might be able to sell. You might have to incorporate a sell-off strategy, selling off everything that might not really be important as it needs to be today, but it may be important to you at another point. Meaning that if you got jewelry, if you got an extra car, if you got other items and things that have some monetary value, maybe you need to sell those things. And then when you sell those things, you can always get them back at another time. But right now, you just want to take that extra cash and put it in your business. You want to start building a business. All right. Some of you that are W-2 employees, you've got old 401ks that you quit the job after 15 years and now that money's just sitting there. You need to be trying to retrieve this money because you need this money for your business. And even if you might need people to help fund your business, I talked about this one day last week. Even if you need people to help help you with your business and get funding for your business, whether it's credit cards, whether it's a bank loan, a hard money loan, whether it's a line of credit, whether it's a family member investing in your business, whatever. Well, it's going to be easier for people to invest into this than it is for them to just see you over here working a job, but you got a few ideas, but you ain't really put those ideas together. And this is why your education is so important, to the point that I would challenge you. I would really, really challenge you and urge you to prioritize your education, because what will happen is the more you learn, the more creative you become, and the more success you start seeing. So that would be the steps that I would take after the education, for you to readjust your W4, for you to look at things that you can sell. If you don't have anything to sell, you're already at the bottom. Then what you need to do, if you cannot sell items, you need to figure out creative ways to sell, for a lack of a better way of explaining it. You got to figure out creative ways to sell your time or your skill set. Okay? You need to sell your time or your skill set. So that means you might have to take extra time you got, free time, and look at your skill set and see what you're good at doing, and figure out how you can take some free time, connect it to your skill set, and sell it to people, whether it's through doing hair, whether it's through baking, whether it's through assisting somebody who's a little bit more successful, whether it's through, lending a hand for 8 hours once a week to a business owner and getting paid maybe $10 or $15 an hour for those 8 hours. Because all you're doing is trying to take anything you got in these two areas and push it to this area. And while you're doing that, if you're educating yourself correctly on business and finances, what you're going to start doing is carving out what type of products and services you actually have. This is something that a lot of entrepreneurs don't do. So again, I would say step one, the first steps in business and finances, step one is education. Okay? It's going to be education. Step two is going to be strategies. So this is where you look for every strategy. W4 strategies if you're a W2 employee. Time strategies, using more time, the time that you get off of work, maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. The 2 days you're off, figuring out how you could take time, put it together with some skill sets, and give that time to somebody who's got enough money that you can pay, they can pay you to help. Like, I know some people right now who they should be making $60,000 or $70,000 a year just based on their degrees and based on their education and experience, but they can't really find a job making $60,000 or $70,000 a year. So they might be working a job that's only paying them $30,000. So they're missing at least $30 just based on their education. Well, all you need to do is take some more time and start repackaging it, because maybe there's a small business owner or a mom and pop store or an entrepreneur who's doing everything his or herself, maybe with their spouse or child, and they just need you to come in and bring your expertise. Maybe you're good in finances. Maybe you're good in accounting. Maybe you're good with administration, and start finding those kind of people. But it's going to be better for you to find those kind of people if you put your business together the right way. So it's education, it's strategies, and I would also say here it's going to be structure. It's going to be structure, because you really need to put structure around the things that you're good at doing. Now, when we get to the structure, it really brings us into the systems and processes, but I'll just use system, because now you want to take that structure you're putting together and you want to start creating systems around it. Because once you get to the systems part, now it's easier for you to work on your processes, in your daily practices. So that means you're going to work on how you communicate to people. You're going to work on how you market. You're going to work on how you post on social media. You're going to work on how you gather data and contact information, because you've put something together that you can do every day. Every day you can wake up and educate yourself a little bit. Every day you can implement 1 or 2 strategies. Every day you can make sure you're tweaking your structure, your business structure, so that it looks how it needs to look to impress the people it needs to impress and get the attention that it needs to get. And then you need the right systems and processes so that whatever this is going to produce, whatever your education, your strategies within your business structure produce, you're going to want systems and processes to house those results, so that now you can quantify all your actions and activities. And then once that's done, the fifth one is really going to be about your products. And some of you right now who are entrepreneurs, who are already in business, this is probably the most important step for you, because you might be already getting education. You might already have some strategies that you've exhausted and you like, man, I ain't got no other strategies left. My structure is put together. I got my holding company, my LLC. I got my divisions, my operating company. I got some systems and processes that I'm working on. But what about your products? What about your products? Because if some of this stuff is not working, it may be because you don't have the right products. So now you got to look at your products. What type of products do you sell? What type of products do you sell? I'm going to just stop it at 5, but let me just take a few moments to talk to you about the products, okay? Let's look at the products. Okay? What type of products do you have? What type of products do you have? I would recommend that you should have products, and you really should have services too. So that means you may have tangible and intangible. Okay? Or in other words, you may have physical or digital products and services. This is one of the biggest issues a lot of entrepreneurs have. They have the issue of not having either the right products and services, or they don't have enough. It's one of the two. Either you don't have the right products and services, or you don't have enough. Now, if you don't have the right products and services, that can mean that you might need to scrap everything, or you need to tweak those products and services. Maybe they need more value. So let's say if this was a product here. Let's say if this was a product or a service, and you got 1, 2, 3 things that make up that product or that service. Maybe it's not enough. So it can be the wrong one. If it's the wrong one, then you just need to erase it. You need to move on and figure out a new one. But if it's the right one and you got this in it, and this is what you provide when people buy it, maybe your products and services may be the right product and service, but maybe it's not enough. So it's either the wrong one or the right one, but not enough. So now you need to add more features to it. You need to add more value to it. So now it looks different than it did with just 3. Now it looks like it's a full product, it's a full service. And maybe it's made up of both. Maybe it has some product to it and some service. Maybe it's combined, but you got to increase the value of it, because it's very difficult for you to sell a product or service that you don't even see the value in. And so those would be the first steps I would say you need to make in your business and in your finances, okay? Those are really the first steps. So number 1, you got to get educated. And you need to be educated in business. That means you should be learning more about business. Like it amazes me how many business owners, they know about the product they sell. They know a lot about the service they provide, but they know little to nothing about the business they are putting their products and services in. So they know nothing about structure. They know nothing about systems, nothing about processes. They don't even know nothing about the things that they want to do in their business day to day, whether it's calling people, whether it's social media marketing, whether it's hiring help, whether it's outsourcing, whether it's creating more opportunities with their business. They know nothing about it because they don't have the right education. Okay? So I gave you 4. So we got education, we got strategies, and the strategies are going to be important. But again, a lot of times the strategies come from the education. That's what I want you to get. So a lot of things that I've learned because of the people that I'm around. So when I pay to get around people, when I go to events, when I join a coach, when I hire someone and I sit and listen to them because I paid to listen to them, all of a sudden it opens up my mind to strategies. And now I have things that I can actually go implement and execute to get results. And then once you get the strategies, now you got to make sure you cover the step of structure. This is about making sure your business is set up the right way, making sure that it makes sense to you. Okay, now there's so much into the structure. It could be your branding, it could be your branding, it could be how you file and form it. It could be making sure that you have your holding company or your divisions and subsidiaries. It could be the name of your company. It could be where you are. It's a whole lot that goes into the structure. But then you got the systems. Because nothing you do in your business is not going to be connected to a system, okay? And then your systems, of course, help you develop processes, but then you got products. I'm just stopping here because, like, if you could just figure out these steps, you can really go out into the marketplace and make some money. So if you're having any issues with any of these things, I want to make sure that you know we have programs that we've set up, and these programs are designed to educate you, train you, and prepare you for business and financial success. We have an online training program called the Millionaire Blueprint. It's literally a business and financial wealth building system. It is my personal playbook to teach you business concepts and principles, how to start and structure holding companies, teaching you principles about entrepreneurship, principles about building your divisions and subsidiaries out. We have walkthrough tutorials to show you how to get your EIN, get your articles. We have operating agreements and other documents and forms available just in that business program in the Millionaire Blueprint. We have financial literacy courses in the Millionaire Blueprint. These courses range from the ABCs of financial literacy, teaching you about the A of accounting, B, balance sheet, C, creative cash flow. We teach you about banking. We teach you about taxes. We teach you creative tax strategies. We teach you about making money, managing money, multiplying money. We teach you about investing, the basics of investing, and how when you make money and you learn to manage money, it's easier for you to multiply money. In that Millionaire Blueprint, all training, online, 24 hours a day. You have access to it when you want to from any device. As long as you have the internet, you can learn about goal setting, scheduling. You can deep dive into systems and processes like sales and marketing and executive systems and operational systems, and how do you really develop a foundation to build that type of framework for your business. We have a coaching program. It's a 1-year mentorship program to provide coaching for you if you need more one-on-one coaching. So if you know here you have some blind spots, if you know that you're good at what you do, but you're just not good at running a business. You're not good at the financial side. You're not good with the tax side. You're not good with the accounting. You're not good with the sales and the marketing and the systems, and all these things are just foreign to you. Then that means you need some education. You might not have enough strategies where you are, so you feel like, well, I don't have the money. Well, just give us a call, reach out to us. You can actually text us and let us take a few moments to look at what you're doing and where you are to see if we can find some strategies to help you, because you need strategies. If you don't have your company set up yet, then you definitely need structure. But maybe you have it set up, but you don't know if it's the right structure or it needs to be restructured. We want to cover that. Of course, we want to help you with the systems. So I teach and I coach people on all these systems: sales, marketing, financials, operations, corporate systems, executive systems. You got to know them in order for your business to become more systematized and automated so that you can actually scale it at some point. And products. We actually work with all of our coaching clients to help them develop their products. I actually have a whole entire training just on how to take your ideas, how to convert them into products and services, how to properly price them, how to package them, and how to present them in the marketplace so you can actually make conversions and increase your revenue. So we want to teach you all these principles, all these concepts, so you can be successful in your business and your finances. So all you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. You can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213, which, by the way, please do me a favor. Do me a favor. Can you put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from today's show? It's Winning Wednesday. It's August the 24th. We here live, baby, on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon right here in Buckhead, giving you some information, some education, giving you the game so that you can be successful, showing you what the first steps need to be in your business and finance. No matter if you're a W-2, stay at home, 1099, in the middle contractor, or legitimate business owner, we want you to get these steps. We want you to get educated. We want you to have the best strategies. We want you to have the right structure. We want you to be successful with your systems and processes. And we want you to have products that you can take pride in and go to the marketplace, get behind them, sell them so that you can be successful, take care of your family, and be a blessing to so many people. So just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. We'll reach back out to you. We'll take a few moments to assess your business and financial situation. We'll let you know what our perspective is on what you should do to move forward. And we'll give you an opportunity to be a part of one of our programs so that you can have access to the information and to the support that you need to succeed. So just text the number. We'll reach back out to you. And please put in the comments your biggest takeaway. What is your biggest takeaway from today's show? So I really appreciate all of you for watching the show today. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. We just crossed over 7,500 subscribers. So that means we're about 2,500, a little less, away from 10,000. We have a goal to reach 10,000 subscribers yesterday. So I need you and 2,500 more people to subscribe so we can make 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Of course, you can follow me on every other platform: LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and many other platforms you can find me on at Ramonepreston, at Ramonepreston. I appreciate all of you so very much. Thank you for watching the Ramonepreston show today. If you have any questions, or maybe there's just some things you're working on and you need some direction on, you can leave the question in the comments, or you can reach out to us using this text and this number, and we'll get back with you. We'll answer your question. We want you to succeed because that's what we do here at Ramonepreston Enterprises. So I love all of you, appreciate all of you. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday, right here, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon Eastern on the Ramonepreston Show.